All right, Barnes and Noblebeard. One day I decided to take my grandmother out for coffee at a local Barnes and Noble. She's a total sweetheart and always finds the best in people. We ordered our coffee and took a seat at a small table as our drinks were being made. Grandma proceeds to ask me what my plans were for the weekend. I answer with how I'm going to probably just stay home and read comics. That's where I hear a sort of snore laugh coming from a table across us. I look over to find a 200-pound, acne-riddled man dripping of sweat, peering over a stack of New 52 Superman hardbacks, intensively staring at us. I turned back and continued the conversation. A minute later, the barista called our names for the order, and Grandma quickly hops up to go grab the drinks before I can. As Grandma leaves, I can now feel Noblebeard intensively staring at me, loudly clearing his throat. Excuse me, but girls don't actually read comics.
Right.
I ignored him, pulling out my phone in hopes he'll leave me alone when he sees I'm not playing along. A minute later, of this creep staring at me, Grandma returns with the coffees. As a ritual of mine, that's where it happens. Oh my God, you have Green Lantern tattoos! He loudly exclaims. Here's a note. I have a couple nerdy tattoos on my arms, but you can't always tell what they are. So he's probably taking a wild stab in the dark or something.
Oh, God.
I feel my face go white, and I quickly started sipping my coffee to try to focus on anything but him. Grandma is confused and whispered, "You're being rude. Why don't you answer him?" But before I could answer for her Noblebeard, I'm sorry, I'm misreading this fucking thing. Ugh.
Oh my God.
Before I could answer her, Noblebeard lumbles over, carrying a stack of books, pulling up a chair and plopping his sweaty butt down with us. He then proceeds to introduce himself, but we're going to be using Noblebeard. I'm sorry for what I said to you earlier. It's just most pretty females don't read comics. They just look at the pictures. Do you like Superman?
Pretty females. Did he actually say?
Most pretty females.
Oh my God! What? Just oh!
Do you like Superman?
No.
Before I could even answer, he starts telling me all about how much he loves Superman and how they're all so similar. You know, all the Supermans. And his favorite character is Martha Kent. Keep in mind, my poor grandmother is just sitting there in confused silence. Martha's the best part, though. She has no trouble putting Clark in his place when he needs to be taught a lesson. I don't know why this person typoed tough. I think I managed to correct that by saying need to be taught a lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
XYZ still goes, just because a girl's a girl doesn't mean they should be subject to only girl stuff. Wolf Titan reading goes, oh well, all they do is look at all the pretty pictures. They're comics, they have all pictures. Yeah.
Well, I kind of do this similar thing with hentai, but that's mostly because I can't read Jap. So there you go.
That's valid. It's like language barrier.
Yeah. You got scandalation, so that helps. Here comes a warning. What follows is one of the most painful things I ever had to endure.
Oh, no.
Noblebeard then decides he's going to act out his favorite scene from a Superman comic. Getting up and loudly starts talking in a terrible female voice. Going, Clark Joseph Kent, did you eat your peas? No, Ma, I hate peas. He then grabs his own ear and tugs it. You're man, you eat your peas. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, Ma, I'll eat them.
Ah.
The entire cafe is now staring at this lunatic. Noblebeard takes a breath and, no joke, takes a bow. At this point, I've had it. I looked over to my grandma. It looks like she's about to die of secondhand embarrassment.
I'm dying of like third person embarrassment.
I grabbed the coffee, stood up. Grandma did the same, and without a word, we pushed past Noblebeard and started speed walking for the exit. Noblebeard tried to follow along, but he's very slow. As we reached the exit, I heard him yell, "Wait, I didn't get your name or number!"
Oh my.
Oh, we were gonna give it to you.
My grandma and I get into her car and quickly drove away. We never talked about what happened, and I haven't been back to that Barnes & Noble since.
Good.
Oh my god. How does a human being grow up to act like that?
Mainly without discipline or sense of decency or modesty.
I was gonna say very carefully, but I don't think there's anybody very careful about that. They're very sloppy about that.
If I ever have kids, I'm going to make my goddamn just fucking try to make sure that what I raise does not end up being anything like depicted in these stories, because that's basically saying failure on the genetics test. That's what that is like, nope, your lineage ends there.